G'day, Chief. Welcome to the Inner Chief Podcast, episode 343. I am your host, Greg Layton, founder of Chief Maker and the Council of Chiefs. And I believe there is a great chief in all of us, and that through listening to the stories, strategies, and techniques of great CEOs, each of you can find and leave your own legacy through your work. The Inner Chief Podcast is where you will learn how to think and make moves like a CEO. For over a decade, I've helped CEOs and senior executives around the world boldly lead change, inspire their people, and leave a legacy. So every 2 weeks, I'll bring a deep diving interview with one of these CEOs or another one of a mid to large organization so you can find your own path to greatness as an executive. Our topic today is how to think like a CEO, and in particular, how to build confidence in your people and yourself if you may be lacking a little bit of confidence. Chief, I want to start with what I believe to be one of the biggest problems in both sport and business. In a leadership perspective, one of the scourges of leadership is misdiagnosis of performance issues. I have seen this over and over and over again. People talk about maybe not having the right capability, but it's a personality issue. People talk about having all sorts of issues. This person has gone as far as they can in business, and you know what? They simply lack the skills. Chief, I think that we can be really hard on ourselves and on our people when it's actually not that necessary. Misdiagnosis of performance issues is something we can fix, I think, with just a little bit of clear thinking. When you think about what confidence comes from, skills, state control, your process, the thing that you use to like a framework to follow, the technical, tactical, physical, mental, social skills, when you have all these in play, confidence builds. I remember a metaphor once used to describe confidence, sort of like imagine a little stool that you're sitting on and it's only got 2 legs. And as a result, when you sit on it, it's really tippy. The confidence is not strong. You add another leg and all of a sudden it starts to get more stable. And every time you add one more support to that stool, it gets more and more and more solid. And that is how confidence builds. Think about any sport that you've ever played, any music you've ever played. Think about when you built your initial professional skill set. That might be finance, it could be marketing, operations, it could be law, it could be coding. The first time you did it, you were really like you lacked any sense of flow. It was clunky. And then you built more skill over time and you built up to more and more bigger challenges. So the first thing I really want you to think about when it comes to building the confidence of your people is, first and foremost, let's do a proper analysis of where they're at in relation to their level of role. For example, if you have an up-and-coming member of your marketing team, and they maybe have been working in the digital team, maybe in lead generation, or if we take someone who's been over in the IT department and they've been working in coding, and now they've maybe gone up a level. So now the breadth of their role has increased. There's a whole lot more technical understanding they're required to get. And it's starting to look like they're lacking confidence at work. This is where we pause, Chief, and ask ourselves, what is the root cause of their lack of confidence? Is it a skill-based thing? Is it a process or framework thing? Is it a mindset issue? Those of you that have followed Chief Maker will know we use this little model a lot. It's called MPS. As I said, mindset, process, skill. Look at that person in your team, maybe even sit down with them and say, hey, when you're at work and maybe you're not feeling the confidence, which part of the job break it down. Is it the leadership part, the routines part? Is it the leading a team that you have no technical expertise in? Is it the difficult conversations part? We are brilliant as individuals, as people, as humans, at taking one element of our performance, like we're not great at difficult conversations, and then generalizing that to say we're not great leaders, when the opposite might well be completely true. So we need to stop generalizing our low performance to overall self-belief, right? And just focus on what are the bits that will build confidence across all elements of our role. So just wind this back one more time and I'll start from the top, Chiefs. If you put out the individual's role on the table and you put down all the key activities of that role, the technical or operational parts of the role, the leadership parts of the role, the commercial parts of the role, the people parts of the role, what are all the things they have to do? And then ask them to rate their performance, how confident they feel in each element. When you've done that, you'll immediately have found that there are some, they're just really comfortable and confident. But there are other parts to it. And as I said, it might be the difficult conversations. It might be the recruitment piece. It might be leading a team meeting. It might be public speaking. Isolate that. And then ask yourself or ask them, is it a mindset thing? Is it a process thing? Or is it a core skill thing? For example, they say, the public speaking thing for me is a really tough piece. Hey, no worries. What we can do is we can fix that, right? With understanding first and foremost, a little bit of state control, proper breath control, right? A mindset approach of perhaps looking at maybe just one person in the audience or talking to one person. It's one trick I do in the podcast. I always pick one person as I'm talking to one person. What is the framework they're going to follow for their speech? Do they have a 5 or 6 step process? And what are the core skills around pitch and tone of voice, using metaphor, the assets they're going to use, the right presentation slides to deliver a really compelling speech? So we break it down, we start adding the skills, we start improving the process, we start working on mindset, and step by step, as we said with the stool, we add more and more support to it so that their confidence over time builds, right? And what they'll then find is because they're in more confident space there, will start to seep in to other areas of their leadership. So, Chief, that's just a one way for you to break it down. Number one cardinal sin I really want you to work on and remove from your leadership of others and building confidence is misdiagnosis. Remember, the best diagnoses in the world are doctors. And when they get the diagnosis wrong, we have a whole plan, a whole set of medicine that won't actually help the underlying condition. We want to make sure that as leaders, when we are helping individuals, we are bang on what is the root cause. So diagnose effectively, get their role statement with all the activities clear, rank their level of confidence, and then treat each of them or each of the ones that lack confidence in isolation. Then, Chief, we follow the old prepare, perform, recover, review model. We must remember, Chief, that for these individuals, let's start picking those performances where they're lacking confidence and apply their new skills, their new mindset, their new process into that particular context. Get them practicing it, get them reviewing it, get them practicing it, getting them reviewing it, so that they get better and better and better. If we go back to the public speaking example, we can use the public speaking process and framework and start applying that to their team meetings. So they start leading every single team meeting with just 4 or 5 people maybe, and they start doing that with a level of confidence. Then we lift it up a level and we start increasing the size of the challenge so they can get better and better and better and build those confidence support structures. So, Chief, that is the way to help systematically and accurately build confidence in your people. I remember a wonderful podcast we did with the CEO of T2T, and she spoke about a junior staff member who was working on a pricing strategy. And this young lady, she came in and she showed the new pricing strategy, and it just wasn't quite up to scratch. And the CEO said, hey, you know what, just go away and have one more go. She went away, actually came with a new pricing strategy, and it was really no better than her first attempt. And the CEO said, hey, can I just ask one little question? Have you ever done this before? And do you know how to build a pricing strategy? And the young staff member, she said, you know what? No, I don't. And the CEO said, hey, no worries. Let me teach you. And she taught her the skills. Remember, chief skills pay the bills, right? She taught her those skills. So she built the confidence. She didn't misdiagnose and think this young up-and-comer had gone as far as she could or was in the wrong role. She got to the root cause. So chiefs, that's your challenge now. Diagnose accurately, help people grow with accuracy, and build them up systematically over time. And you will enjoy the benefits of just watching your people grow and thrive. And when you do that for people, they will never forget that you did that for them. Chief, all the resources can be found at chiefmaker.com/343, or just check it out on YouTube. Go to chiefmaker.com/YouTube. Chief, one of the core skills of all great chiefs is the ability to interview and recruit the very best performers to your team. Now, many chiefs say to me that they get up to 25 or even 40% of their recruitment decisions wrong. Now, many of you who listen to this show will know that over the last 6 years, we have asked dozens of CEOs what is their number one interview question when recruiting for senior roles. What we have done is turn that into an invaluable resource. It is the 30 most powerful interview questions used by CEOs to hire high performers. These are the questions that reveal the true nature of the person in front of you. They are the ones that give or create that truth-telling moment that will help you decide whether to hire or not. Chief, if you want this resource, just go to chiefmaker.com/interview and just pop in your details and download the detailed PDF. And if you'd like to stay in touch with Chiefmaker, just go to chiefmaker.com/subscribe. Now, Chief, if you're yet to rate the episode and subscribe, I hope you'll do so soon. It helps others see the magnificent value that the chiefs and gurus on the show bring to their life and career. So make sure you hit subscribe on your podcast app now, give it a 5-star rating if you think it's worthy, and leave a short review about your favourite episode. As always, Chief, remember to stay epic.